RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Manicky Jewelers. Surprise her with a piece of Everlon diamond jewelry. Olin Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Macias Insurance, your local auto owner's insurance agent. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best healthcare close to home. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, buy American.
The Explorers and the Roxana Shells in softball now here from Gordmore Park. Just underway is Alexis Silkwood on the hill for the Explorers, and she has a 2-2 count on the leadoff hitter, Paige Fleister, the shortstop for the Roxana Shells, a right-handed hitter, and she takes a rip at a good fastball across the outside part to stay alive, fouling that one off.
Well, Marquette's pitcher, Alexis Silkwood, showing a good fastball here in the first inning, and as you mentioned, painting that outside corner quite often with this leadoff hitter.
The 2-2 on the way again, and this one outside for ball 3. The count goes full to the leadoff hitter, Paige Fleister.
That pitch was close to the outside corner, but off the corner in the other batter's box.
Here's a pitch and a swing and a grounder to short. Shortstop to first, and there's one away.
Nice play there for shortstop. Stack of the Explorers to retire Fleister.
So I'll bring in the number 2 hitter now for the Shells, Hannah McHenry. Takes the first one for a strike.
Well, Matheny, a left-handed hitter, and Fleister, a right-handed hitter, but on both hitters, Silkwood is in that outside corner.
Here's the next one on the way, and it's swung on and fouled off down the third base side. Left-handed hitter Matheny, the left fielder for the Roxana Shells, digs back in. Waits on the next one from Silkwood, the left-handed hurler, and this is across the plate, a half swing, and a strike called for strike 3, the first strikeout for Silkwood.
I think the umpire may have called that strike 3 on the swing, but either way, I believe it was a strike, whether it was a call or the swing. The second hitter for the Roxana Shells has been retired, Matheny.
That'll bring in the number 3 hitter for the Shells, and she takes strike 1. This is Abby Rebely, this is Katie Pearson, the catcher for the Shells. The next one to her, an off-speed pitch, misses for ball 1.
A nice looking change of pace right there out of Silkwood. Been pounding the zone with fastballs thus far.
A 1-1 on the way to her, and this one misses outside, and the count 2-1 to the catcher for the Shells, Katie Pearson. Abby Rebely waits on deck. She's a third baseman for the Shells. The next one to Pearson, in there for a called strike 2.
Another fastball on the outside corner there by Silkwood. Might have been a touch off the corner, but the umpire giving a little bit extra room out there for Silkwood here in the early going.
Next one from Silkwood misses, and the count goes full again to this hitter. Alexis Silkwood ready with the 3-2 on the way. In there for a called strike 3, and 1-2-3 go the Shells in the top half of the first. We move to the bottom of the first. No score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
I can do this. I can actually get her something she wants. Do something extraordinary. Surprise her with a piece of Everlon diamond jewelry. The Everlon Diamond Knot Collection features the Hercules knot, the ancient symbol of strength that represents the unbreakable bond of love. She definitely deserves a diamond.
The Everlon Diamond Knot Collection, now available at Marquette Jewelers.
Everybody's saying buy American, but not me. I just want you to come drive American. Come out today and see for yourself. No one has a more impressive selection of vehicles than Ford. Whether it's a Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, F-150, or any other Ford product, no one can beat Ford's quality. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anybody.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years, just off Route 3 or Highway 67 in Alton, or at RobertsMotors.com.
Welcome back to Gordonmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move to the bottom of the first inning, and it's Alexis Silkwood leading things off against Emily Atkinson, a pitcher for the Roxana Shells, and she fires the first one in there for strike 1. Here's a swing and a foul down the first base line. Quickly 0-2 on Alexis Silkwood. Silkwood, one of the top hitters for the Marquette Explorers.
That first pitch by Atkinson, a fastball at the top of the zone, and then right away on the second pitch going to the changeup and getting Silkwood out on her front foot.
Atkinson brings the next one into Silkwood, and she fouls it off down the third base line, out of play.
Atkinson's fastball having some good rise on it here in the early going. She's starting it at the belt and it's rising up to the letters.
She'll rock and deliver again, and just missed with that one, ball 1.
Atkinson looked as if she painted that outside corner for strike 3 there, but not getting the call.
Emily Atkinson ready, and another one fouled off down the third base line, out of play.
That pitch looked to be in the same spot. Silkwood, knowing that it was very close, not sure if she'd get the call again for a ball. Doing a good job of battling and fouling the pitch out of play.
Silkwood, the left-handed hitter, digs back in, and an off-speed pitch that's fouled off, this time given chase by the third baseman, but out of play.
Abby Revel there at third base, showing some good hustle, getting over to the fence, but the ball carrying just over the top of the fence on the third base side.
Pitch upstairs for a ball. And stepping out is Alexis Silkwood. She digs back in. Waits on the pitch from the right-hander, Atkinson. And here's a drive down the right field line. This is fair and trouble into the corner. Silkwood rounding first. And now they're going to say it was foul. Hard to tell from our angle. But the way she sprinted out of the box, it looked like it was fair to me.
It looked like just at the last second as the ball was carrying down the right field line, maybe it just hooked a little bit and shaded foul, but it couldn't have been more than a foot or so foul.
So Silkwood back in there now with 2 strikes. Pitch misses and just misses again for a ball. Just a bit outside.
Once again, a very good-looking pitch on the outside corner by Atkinson.
Here it is. Swing and a drive into right field again. Center fielder giving chase, and that will be over her head. Rounding third is Silkwood. She's headed for third and is safe in there at third base.
Well, that was just a heck of an at-bat by Alexis Silkwood as she battled the whole at-bat, fouling off pitch after pitch. Was in the hole 0-2, I believe, to begin the at-bat. and she drives a triple deep to right center field. Good job by the Shells on the relay, though, as they got it back in quickly and had a play on her.
So a leadoff hitter at third base for Marquette. And stepping in there now, Mia Stack, and she takes the first one upstairs for a ball. Mia, the shortstop for the Explorers. Right-handed hitter digs back in against the right-handed hurler, Atkinson. Pitch to her, swing, and a foul straight back. She just missed that one.
That was a nice swing there by Stack. The pitch was elevated in the zone just a touch, and she took a good rip at it, fouling it straight back to the backstop.
Pitch coming, and an off-speed pitch and a beauty from Atkinson. Way out in front is Stack, and that's strike two.
That was a gorgeous change up there. Pulling a string on Stack, having her way out in front.
The next one on the way, and this one outside. Waste one there. And the count even at 2-2.
Now that one, my partner was clearly outside.
Katie Pearson, the catcher, sets up outside again. Here's the pitch on the way, and there's strike three called across the outside corner. A big strikeout there.
Good pitch there by Emily Atkinson on Mia Stack. It looked like it was at the top of the zone in the outside corner. Both pitchers here doing a good job working away from the hitters.
That brings in Trish Militello, and she fouls the first one off for strike one.
You know, in the top of the first with Silkwood pitching, she was living down in the zone. Here, Atkinson living up in the zone. Both pitchers having some success.
Militello with an RBI opportunity to take strike two.
And right as I say that, she paints it at the kneecaps down in the zone for a strike.
Explorers with a runner down at third. That's the leadoff hitter, Silkwood, and now here's a tap to the hill. Pitcher looks the runner back to third and then tosses on to first for the out.
Well, Militello didn't get a very good piece of that ball. Tapping it back to the pitcher, Atkinson hopping to her left and fielding the ball, able to hold Silkwood at third base. And Roxana may be able to get out of this after giving up a leadoff triple.
Explorers with an opportunity, and their cleanup hitter in there, with two down now. As Katie Dunn digs in. The second baseman, a right-handed hitter, shoots it out to short, and the shortstop will snag it for the final out. So the Explorers strand a runner at third. We move to the second, no score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Stop hiding. Start smiling. Hi, I'm Dr. Anna Smith. My staff and I love to take great care of our patients. We constantly update our technology, which allows us to complete complex procedures quickly, saving you time and money. Our new LumaSmiles technology allows you to see your new smile without changing a thing.
Patient of the Month, Lewis Michael won a free lunch for all his co-workers.
Come see what your smile can be at Dentistry with TLC.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance, today at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis and Alexis Silkwood back to the hill. And Abby Ravel, the third baseman and cleanup hitter, leading things off, takes strike one. Silkwood, a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. The lefty rocks and brings it home. Beautiful fastball there for strike two. Man, that was smoked up there.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Silkwood has some good velocity on her fastball here today.
Quickly, two strikes on Ravel. The pitch. This one outside, wastes one there, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Silkwood with that power fastball, doing a very good job keeping it low in the zone.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ravel, and that one misses down low, and the count now even at 2-2. On the third baseman for the Shells, Abby Ravel. Waiting on deck, the pitcher, Emily Atkinson. And this one sails outside to go 3-2 to Abby Ravel.
You could see on the last two pitches of Silkwood, her release point has been a little bit off.
The next one in there for a called strike three. That's the third strikeout out of 4 batters now for Alexis Silkwood.
That pitch looked to maybe be a touch high on the hitter. Roxana, Coach Perrin, not happy about the call, as you could tell by his body language at third base down there. Big strike zone here by the umpire in the early going.
Here's the first one in there to Emily Atkinson for a strike. Alexis Silkwood, the lefty, back on the rubber. Looks in, gets a sign, ready. And the pitch to the opposing pitcher sails outside for ball one.
Alexis Silkwood just consistently throwing fastballs. To my recollection, she's only thrown one changeup here so far.
Next one on the way. And that one misses for ball two, and 2-1 now on Emily Atkinson. Alexis Silkwood ready with the next one. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Looks like these Shells hitters having a tough time catching up with that heat.
Well, it's tough enough to hit that heater when the strike zone is small. But with this big strike zone here today, that makes it even tougher on these hitters. They feel like they've got to take pitches they normally wouldn't swing at.
Here's the 2-2 on the way to Atkinson. A swing and a foul. And the count remains 2-2 on Atkinson.
Atkinson got a good piece of that one there, but just a few feet foul. Almost taking out her first base coach down there with that shot.
She digs back in, rests the bat on her shoulder, now pulls it back and swings and fouls it off toward the dugout. Once again, a bit behind. Count remains at 2-2 on Emily Atkinson. Shells looking for their first base runner here in the second. Alexis Silkwood brings home the 2-2. And this one bounces up there and the count goes full.
Looked like she was trying to throw a bit of a drop ball there and just missing with her release point, rolling it up there as if it was a bowling ball.
She stepped out of the circle after that one. Now back on top, brings it home, and there's ball four, the first Roxana Shell base runner.
Well, very good at bat there by Atkinson, the opposing pitcher here for Roxana. She kept fouling him off, and when it looked like she was just so far behind that she was going to definitely be a strikeout victim, she just toughened up, fouled off a couple more, and drew a walk. And what a just outstanding at bat by Atkinson as she's trying to help herself here in the second inning.
Courtesy runner now in for Emily Atkinson. Number 15 doing the running. As digging in from the right side is Sam Foss. She shows bunt, pulls back, takes ball one. Katie Lee doing the running. Down at first base. Foss shows bunt again and swings through it for a strike.
Foss, the same as most of the Roxana hitters here this afternoon, a little bit behind, swinging through these fastballs.
And now Foss showing bunt again and fouling this one off. Count 1-2 on the right-handed hitter, Sam Foss, the second baseman. Right-handed hitter digs back in, showing bunt again, now pulls back and swings through it for strike three.
Another strikeout by number 8, Alexis Silkwood. And that'll bring number 20, Sierra Allen, the designated player, into the right-handed batter's box.
Digs in, showing bunt, pulls back, takes a strike. 2 away here in the second inning. 4 strikeouts already for Alexis Silkwood. The next one, beauty across the outside part for strike 2. Allen, the designated player. For the Shells, a right-handed hitter, digs in with 2 strikes on her and a runner down at first. And she swings and misses. So Alexis Silkwood strikes out the side. We'll move to the bottom of the second inning with no score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
Honey, who does our car insurance?
State Farm.
And what about our house?
State Farm, too.
And what about our life insurance?
Why do you ask?
Well, I've got something to tell you.
Bringing new life into the world is one of many great reasons to talk about life insurance. So contact your State Farm agent today. They'll help you choose the right coverage.
Contact Tom Lane to discuss all of your life insurance needs at 377-8912 across from Gino's 140 Club in Bethalto.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move to the bottom of inning number 2. And McAfee, the hitter, is popping up the first pitch. The right fielder in foul ground will haul it in for out number 1 to retire Bailey McAfee, the left fielder for the Explorers.
That was right fielder Lauren Daly coming over to make the catch on the right field line to retire McAtee.
That will bring in Griffin, Rebecca Griffin, the designated player, to face the right-handed hurler, Emily Atkinson. Atkinson looks in, gets her sign from Katie Pearson, and brings it home. Swing and a pop-up out of play.
Atkinson doing a good job of throwing strikes here, staying ahead of the Marquette hitters. She's working quickly. She's very rarely stepping out of the circle.
Here's the 1-1 pitch coming from her as it's tapped back to the hill. She'll field it and throw on for the out. There's 2 away.
That's the second time this afternoon that we've seen Atkinson been able to hop off out of the circle quickly to get to a ball and make a play at first.
That brings in Carrie Shipley, the third baseman for the Explorers, to face Emily Atkinson. And she swings at the first one. It's a fly ball out to the second baseman for the final out. 1-2-3 go the Explorers. In the bottom of the second, we move to the third. No score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
You've worked hard to get where you are, to achieve your goals. And that's why we'll work just as hard to help make sure all you've built has the right protection. As a local independent agent, we can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family, providing safe, sound, secure protection with Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
See Macias Insurance Agency on West Delmar Avenue in Godfrey.
Hi, George Weber. Here's 3 more great reasons to visit Weber Chevrolet this fall. Number 1, product. Chevrolet has the best lineup of vehicles in the market today. Cobalt, Malibu, Impala, Silverado, Traverse, Equinox. Reason number 2, the deals. Right now, we have extra incentives and aggressive pricing on all of our units, resulting in huge savings. Number 3, your trade-in. After Cash for Clunkers, we were forced to crush so many of our trades that our pre-owned inventory needs some help. Your used vehicle has never been worth more.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move to the third, and the Shells back up there. And it's Daly taking the first one for strike 1. Lauren Daly, the right fielder for the Roxana Shells.
And no different this hitter as every other hitter. Strike 1 to start on the outside corner.
Here's a swing and a miss, and quickly 0-2 on Lauren Daly.
That pitch may have been a bit up and out of the zone, but Daly swinging through it.
2 strikes on her as Silkwood brings it home, and they're seeing if she went around, and nope. Safe. Now they're still checking. Nope, safe as well. A ball and 2 strikes now the count on Lauren Daly. Here's the next one. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3.
Another strikeout tallied up by Alexis Silkwood here this afternoon. Beautiful day out here at Gordon Moore Park. Sun shining. Nice crowd gathering for the Lady Shells and the Lady Explorers.
Pitch coming home to the number 9 hitter is in there for called strike 1. This is Casey Tyler, the center fielder for the Shells. 6 strikeouts already for Alexis Silkwood. And here's a ball in the air foul, quickly 0-2 on the number 9 hitter Casey Tyler.
Boy, that rise ball had some good movement on that. It rose quickly and in and out of the strike zone. The hitter doing a good job just getting the bat to the ball on the bunt attempt and fouling it off.
Tyler, the right-handed hitter, digs back in. Silkwood brings it home, called strike 3. Back to the top of the order now for the Roxana Shells. Paige Pleister, the shortstop, 0-for-1, grounded to short, and the only Shell hitter to hit the ball into fair territory. Everyone else has either struck out or the 1 walk that Alexis Silkwood has allowed. Pitch to Pleister upstairs, but a called strike around the letters.
Well, Pleister we've seen showing some good defense in this game as well, as she ended the first inning with a very nice leaping catch that would have scored a run had it gotten down.
Silkwood brings it home, and this one's hit out to second. Second baseman Dunn over to first for out number 3. 1, 2, 3, go the Explorers in the third, or go the Shells in the third. We'll move to the Explorer bottom half of the third with no score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
County Furniture and Appliance, your hometown store. 510 West Delmar Avenue, located in the Piasaw Shopping Center in Alton. Furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics for the way you live. County Furniture and Appliance, your hometown store. Did you know that members of Olin Community Credit Union benefit from local service? At Olin Community Credit Union, they keep everything local. They service your loans locally from the time you apply until your final payment. If you're looking to buy or refinance a home, loans are made easy with their online mortgage center. You can view current rates, apply online, sign up for Rate Watch, or contact one of Olin Community Credit Union's mortgage representatives for more information. www.olincreditunion.org.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move to the bottom of the third. The Explorers back up there. Mackenzie Youngblood set to lead things off, the right fielder for Marquette. Emily Atkinson brings the first one in, and it's a bit outside.
Looked like the umpire was getting ready to call it a strike, but I guess he was motioning that it was off the corner of the plate.
The next one swung on, and a base hit into center field for the number 8 hitter, Youngblood.
Good stroke there by Mackenzie Youngblood as she hit a nice line drive up the middle over the shortstop's head for a single. Marquette trying to get something started here in the bottom of the third with a leadoff single. That will bring in the 8 hitter, Kaylin Beal.
Beal, the center fielder for the Explorers. Right-handed hitter, bunts through the first one for strike 1.
Looked like a pretty good pitch to bunt right there, and Beal just missed it. It looked like it went right through her bat. It looked like she had it lined up well, and she just didn't get to it.
One thing you did notice was her kind of lunging at it, and it's my teaching was to catch the ball with the bat when you bunt. But bunting is an art, and a lot of people do it wrong.
You would think it would be the easiest thing for a hitter to do, but it is not.
Here's a swing and a tap back to the hill. They go to second for one and out there, and that's the only one they'll get.
That ground ball back to Atkinson. She fielded it in plenty of time to make the throw. As she went to throw, the shortstop was not quite to the base. She had to wait a half a second. That threw her rhythm off just a touch and caused the throw to be high. But the umpire ruled that the shortstop for the Shells came down on the bag with the ball, and that's Paige Pleister, the shortstop. Nice play. And they get the fielder's choice forced out at second base.
That brings in Alexis Silkwood, a triple to lead off this ball game for the Explorers, and she takes ball one from Emily Atkinson. Beal now down at first base for the Explorers with one away. Silkwood, the lefty, waits. That one upstairs as well, and it's 2-0 on Alexis Silkwood.
Silkwood's first at bat, driving that triple to deep right center field, but thus far the Roxana outfield has not made any adjustments, deepening up this at bat. They're in the same spots, playing her shallow.
Ooh, across the inside corner. That had Silkwood backing out of there a bit, but she paints the inside part for strike one.
Well, that's a good pitch there. She gets it in on the corner, inside, moving the feet of the hitter.
Next one, an off-speed pitch that fouled off over the Explorer dugout, and the count even at 2-2. Silkwood does lean out over that plate just a bit, and they're trying to bust her inside, it looks like. Atkinson gets a grip and delivers, and there's a shot and a beautiful base hit past the shortstop into left field.
Well, after a few pitches of trying to go inside, the Atkinson throws one away from Silkwood, and she does a good job staying back on the ball and driving a hard ground ball through the hole between short and third for a single. That'll bring in Mia Stack, number 23 of the Explorers.
Runners at first and second and one down. Stack, a strikeout victim her first time, digs in from the right side, swinging at the first one and fouling it off over the Shell dugout.
I'll tell you what, this Mia Stack takes a very good hack at her first at bat. Staying on the backside very well. She had some good swings, taking a good swing at that one, fouling that off.
Atkinson delivers one outside for ball one. The count even at 1-1 to Mia Stack, the shortstop for the Explorers. The Explorers with runners at first and second and one away. Atkinson brings it home, and there's a base hit into center. Let's see if the Explorers can score one here. The throw headed to second, and now they finally throw it home. And the run will score safely. All the way around to score is Beal on the RBI single by Stack.
Mia Stack driving a line drive up the middle, just to the second base side of the base. It looked like there could have maybe been a play at the plate, but Shell's choosing to go to the cutoff man first on that throw, and then the relay was late getting to the plate, and the Explorers will take a 1-0 lead.
And that brings in Trish Militello now with runners at second and third, and she's swinging at the first one, tapping it out to the hill. And now they'll try to get the runner Silkwood back at third, and Silkwood going to dive back in there safely. Everybody's safe.
I'm not quite sure what happened there on that play. The little tap around in front of the plate. Atkinson once again hopping out of the circle quickly, getting to the ball. She came up to throw to first, and I don't know if maybe she heard a teammate yelling 3 or what she heard, but she stopped to throw to first, spun and threw to third. Silkwood able to get back safely.
Now the base is loaded for the cleanup hitter, Katie Dunn. Strike one to her.
Katie Dunn, the second baseman.
Now timeout called, as they're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher, Trish Militello, down at first base. That will be Claire Morrissey running for the Explorers. She's on at first. The bases are loaded for Katie Dunn. Stack down at second. Silkwood down at third. Here's Pearson firing one down to third, and Silkwood having to dive back in there. Pitch was outside for a ball. The count even at 1-1.
That was a heck of a throw by the catcher, Pearson, there. Silkwood taking a big secondary lead. They threw behind her at third. Darn near got her.
Pitch upstairs, but she went around. Strike call. Count 1-2 now on the cleanup hitter, Katie Dunn. Pearson, the catcher, sets up outside. The pitch sails outside and high for a ball. And the count even at 2-2 on Katie Dunn.
Well, this will be a big pitch here. Bases loaded. Atkinson does not want to get to a full count here.
There's an off-speed pitch hit back to the hill. They'll go to the plate for one. Pearson down to first for the double play. 1, 2, 3, and that will bring it in to the bottom of inning number 3. The Explorers get a run on 3 base hits. We'll move to the 4th. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
There's a long pass. It looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown!
Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We now move to the 4th inning, and the Explorers with a 1-0 lead. And Alexis Silkwood back out there to protect that 1-0 lead will face the left-handed hitter Matheny, the left fielder, to lead things off for the Shells. She swings through the first one for strike 1. Hannah Matheny, the hitter for Roxana. 1 strike on her. Silkwood takes a long look in at Militello and now brings home the 0-1 and an off-speed pitch that had Matheny completely fooled. It's 0-2.
Well, that thing was wicked right there, Dennis. I mean, it was like Matheny was running halfway out to the mound to swing at that thing. It was such a change of pace on the speed.
Here's one that sails back to the fence for ball 1, 1-2. And you see Matheny as she turned around after that pitch and had a little smile on her face too. She couldn't believe that pitch.
Yeah, she looked in the dugout as if to say, "What am I supposed to do here, Coach?"
Right. Here's the 1-2 on the way to Matheny. That one downstairs, and 2-2 now on the Roxana left fielder. Hannah Matheny, 0 for 1, struck out her first time. The next one on the way, and swing and a foul off. She got a piece of that one, and count remains 1-2.
Well, that's been 3 fastballs consecutively after the changeup. Matheny looks like she's measuring it up a touch. She got a fairly good hack at that one. It'd be interesting to see if Silkwood goes back to the off-speed.
There's strike 3 called, and another strikeout for Alexis Silkwood.
And once again, Coach Pear down at third base, very upset with that call, and it did appear to be low. It looked very similar to the pitch before it, which was called a ball.
That brings in Katie Pearson. The catcher for the Shells taps it back to the hill. Silkwood fields and throws on for out number 2.
Katie Pearson just tapping that off the end of the bat. Back to the mound for the second out of the inning.
That brings in Abby Ravel, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, the right-handed hitter, third baseman for Roxana, and the cleanup hitter. Outside for ball 1. Silkwood steps out of the circle, now back on the rubber. Ready with the 1-0, and there's a strike across the outside corner.
That'll even up the count at 1-1 as Silkwood taking her long walk as she does after the pitch out of the circle. Now she's back on the rubber.
Here's the 1-1. It's upstairs. 2-1 now, the right-handed hitter Ravel. Alexis Silkwood looks in, gets the sign from Militello. Brings it home, swing, and a foul off the pole and into the crowd.
That was coming right at us here, Dennis.
That was good defense, Lou. She had me covered there. I know. I didn't worry about it.
Well, I was going to protect you for sure.
I knew you would.
Yeah, that's a funny thing to do.
There's strike 3 called, and that brings it in to the top of inning number 4. 2 strikeouts in inning number 4 for Silkwood. We move to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Explorers. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Why is Roberts Motors #1 in Ford certified pre-owned sales in the St. Louis Metro East?
Visit the 169-point inspection all our vehicles go through.
Maybe it's because we've been doing it for over 60 years.
Or is it the large selection we keep in stock at all times?
Personally, I think the answer is all of the above. Stop in today and see. Nobody does pre-owned better than Roberts Motors.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years in Alton, Illinois, or on the web at RiverBender.com.
I can do this. I can actually get her something she wants. Do something extraordinary. Surprise her with a piece of Everlon diamond jewelry. The Everlon Diamond Knot Collection features the Hercules knot, the ancient symbol of strength that represents the unbreakable bond of love. She definitely deserves a diamond.
The Everlon Diamond Knot Collection, now available at Marquette Jewelers.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Explorers. The first one from Emily Atkinson, missing inside for ball 1 to Bailey McAfee, who was 0 for 1, flying to right her first time. Next one, swing and a miss, and the count even on McAfee at 1-1.
First pitch of the at-bat by Atkinson inside, the second pitch outside, the count 1-1.
McAfee, the left fielder, waits on the 1-1 and pops it up. First baseman and foul ground will glove it for out number 1.
Easy put away there for Alyssa Payne, the first baseman. She comes into foul territory just a few steps to her right or to her left, making that catch on the foul pop-up by McAfee.
That brings in the designated player, Rebecca Griffin. She's 0 for 1, grounded to the pitcher her first time, and Atkinson delivers. Here's a grounder to shortstop. Gets her 6-3. Retired is Rebecca Griffin.
Well, Griffin took a pretty good swing at that pitch. Hit a hard ground ball to shortstop, but Pleister once again showing some good defenses. Number 7, Paige Pleister's had a pretty good ball game so far out there with the glove.
Showing off that gun that time as she fired it over to first base. Here's the first one to the next Explorer hitter, Carrie Shipley, and that ball. Shipley, the third baseman for the Explorers. Emily Atkinson ready with the 1-0. And delivers. There's a tap past the pitcher, shortstop with a snag and a throw to first. Pleister again to retire the side for the Explorers. No runs, no hits. We move to the 5th. 1-0 Explorers. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
To-do list rarely need more to do. So, at American Family, we offer a variety of products at affordable prices with the convenience of a single agent. From auto and homeowners to business and life insurance. This is Gerard Fisher with American Family Insurance. Give me a call at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Stop hiding. Start smiling. Hi, I'm Dr. Anna Smith. My staff and I love to take great care of our patients. We constantly update our technology, which allows us to complete complex procedures quickly, saving you time and money. Our new LumaSmiles technology allows you to see your new smile without changing a thing.
Patient of the Month, Lewis Michael, won a free lunch for all his co-workers.
Come see what your smile can be at Dentistry with TLC.
Strike at the count. 1-1 on Emily Atkinson.
Back in that second inning, that was a very good at bat. That walk. Fouled off balls during that at bat to draw the walk.
There's a swing, and this one fisted out to second. The second baseman flipped on for the out. And there's one away.
Off the bat, it looked like.
Thanks again, but I appreciate you doing it.
Come on now, shake those rats up.
So we'll retire to the mountains.
Oh, but I love the ocean.
There are places you want to get to in life, like retirement. And now your State Farm agent can help guide you with the free State Farm Insurance and Financial Review to prioritize your needs and help you plan a roadmap for your financial future.
Come on, nothing beats pine trees.
Except for palm trees.
Call and schedule yours today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Contact Tom Lane to lay out your roadmap to retirement today at 377-8912 across from Gino's 140 Club in Bethalto.
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
That very strong arm from behind the dish trying to throw behind the runner. Very good looking catcher here for the Shells. Number 19, Katie Pearson.
This one sails upstairs, and that is ball 4 to Beal. And now, once again, Roxana in a bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. With the top of the order, and Alexis Silkwood up there now, 2 for 2.
Silkwood's shown a little bit of both worlds here today as she crushed a ball in her first at bat to lead off the game for a triple to deep right center, and then slapping a single her second at bat.
This one sails up over her head for ball 1, left-hander. Alexis Silkwood. Runners at first and second here for trying to get a little padding on that 1-0 lead. This one sails inside, missing again.
Well, this is a big spot here in the game, obviously, for both teams. Roxana trying to keep this a 1-0 game. Marquette with a chance to maybe blow this thing open a little bit.
Pitch to Silkwood, misses for ball 3. Looks like they're still trying to pitch her inside.
Well, I don't know if they're pitching around her just a touch, but the on-deck hitters had a good game as well.
This one sails upstairs for ball 4.
Well, that walk will load the bases for the 2-hitter, Mia Stack, who has the only RBI for Marquette with an RBI single back in the 3rd inning.
Stack 1 out of 2. An RBI single in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st. Now meeting on the hill between the 3rd baseman, shortstop, catcher, and the pitcher, Emily Atkinson.
The Lady Shells will bring the infield in here, playing for that force out at the plate. With Silkwood on the mound, a 1-0 lead is a big lead. They don't want it to get any higher.
Pitch misses for a ball. Atkinson struggling, walking the last 2 hitters. Mia Stack digs back in from the right side. Atkinson, a long look into Pearson, now delivers, swing and a miss.
Atkinson trying to get back on track there with a good fastball in the outer half. Once again, Stack taking a good swing at it, but it's just swinging through the pitch.
Atkinson ready now. The pitch on the way. Upstairs for a ball to Mia Stack.
That'll run the count 2-1 here on Stack.
She digs back in, the shortstop with the bases loaded. Takes a strike across the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the bases loaded. Mia Stack trying to get another RBI today, at least one, maybe a couple here. She steps out now with 2 strikes on her, chokes up a bit on the bat and digs back in. 2-2 pitch from Emily Atkinson. Across the outside corner for strike 3 and a big strikeout for Atkinson.
Nice pitch there by Emily Atkinson. It looked like it was an off-speed pitch out over the outside corner, and Stack just could not pull the trigger on it.
Come on, girls, another double play.
Militello now will dig in. Trish Militello reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. Takes the first one for a ball. Grounded to the pitcher back in the 1st. Here's a swing, and this one out to the shortstop, and Pleister able to snag it for out number 2. Now the Shells about to work their way out of this jam, it looks like.
Well, it looked for a minute off the bat that ball may flutter over the head of Pleister, but she did a good job staying with it and making the catch. And as you just mentioned, partner, the Shells with a chance to get out of this huge jam in the 5th.
Katie Dunn, though, at the dish, and she swings at the first one, fouls it up over the Shell dugout. She grounded into a double play to end that 3rd inning where the Explorers got their only run. She's also popped up to the shortstop. She's the cleanup hitter for the Explorers, batting here with the bases loaded and 2 down. Swing and pop up. This one off the top of the fence. 2 strikes now on Katie Dunn.
It looked like that foul ball was going to stay in play for Pearson to make a play on it, but just enough of a wind pushing it and clanging off the top of the backstop here at Gordon Moore Park.
Here's a swing and a tap foul down the third base side. Dunn hanging in there with 2 strikes on it. Got out in front of that one.
Kate Dunn having some good swings here in this at bat. Her first couple of bats not really showing a good swing, but here she's taking some very good hacks in this third at bat.
Atkinson ready with the 2-strike pitch, and this one misses for ball 1. 1-2 on the cleanup hitter for the Explorers here with the bases loaded and 2 down. Swing and a shot, and this one's trouble, and it is fair. 1 run will score. Here comes another Explorer, and rounding third, yet another. 3 are going to come home on the 3-run RBI double by the cleanup hitter, Katie Dunn.
Well, Katie Dunn smoked that ball down left field line, and it looked like it landed right on the chalk line down the left field line, very close to being a foul ball, but I believe the umpire made the right call. It looked like it landed right on the white line.
Now here's the first pitch swing by the next hitter for the Explorers, and safe at first after a bobble at third is Bailey McAfee.
Well, it looked like Ravel, right as she was coming up through the ball, fielding it, bobbled it just a touch, and it was enough to allow the runner to be safe at first base, and Marquette not finished here in the 5th inning.
Tough play for Ravel there as she was going to her left. Here's a first pitch swing again. Atkinson going to have to field this one, and she will get it to first in time for the final out here in the bottom of inning number 5. But 3 come home for the Explorers, and they now lead the Shells 4-0. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Hi, George Weber. Here's 3 more great reasons to visit Weber Chevrolet this fall. Number 1, product. Chevrolet has the best lineup of vehicles in the market today. Cobalt, Malibu, Impala, Silverado, Traverse, Equinox. Reason number 2, the deals. Right now, we have extra incentives and aggressive pricing on all of our units, resulting in huge savings. Number 3, your trade-in. After Cash for Clunkers, we were forced to crush so many of our trades that our pre-owned inventory needs some help. Your used vehicle has never been worth more.
You've worked hard to get where you are, to achieve your goals. And that's why we'll work just as hard to help make sure all you've built has the right protection. As a local independent agent, we can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family, providing safe, sound, secure protection with Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
See Macias Insurance Agency on West Delmar Avenue in Godfrey.
Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move now to the top of the 6th inning, and swinging through the first one is Lauren Daly. She's 0 for 1, struck out her first time. 10 strikeouts for Alexis Silkwood. Only 1 player to reach base, and that was via the walk. Here's a swing and a miss by Daly, and it's quickly 0-2.
It doesn't look like Silkwood has lost much speed on her fastball. She's still bringing it in there at a very good rate.
Here's a pitch upstairs, and the count 1-2 now on Lauren Daly. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Shells here in the 6th. Silkwood, long windup this time, brings home the 1-2. Just misses, and the count 2-2 now, and the right-handed hitter, Lauren Daly. That's a hard one to lay off of there. Yeah. Next one swung on and ripped foul over the Roxana dugout. Nice job by Lauren Daly hanging in there with 2 strikes.
Sure is. Another smoking fastball there, and Daly able to get the bat to it and foul it off.
Here's a swing and a miss by Daly, and the 11th strikeout for Alexis Silkwood. That brings in Casey Tyler, the number 9 hitter and center fielder for the Roxana Shells.
You can see how big those 3 insurance runs were last half inning for the Explorers. The way Silkwood's mowing them down.
Strike 1 fired in there to Casey Tyler. Tyler waits on the next one and sails outside. 1-1 now on Casey Tyler. Silkwood, only 1 base runner allowed via the walk. Here's a swing and a miss by Tyler. And it's 1-2 now on Casey Tyler. Boy, that sun went in, that wind started whipping up and got a little chilly all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden short sleeves and a pair of shorts isn't such a smart idea out here.
Here's a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 12 is Casey Tyler.
Silkwood keeps chalking up the K's over here for the Explorers. Doing an excellent job here today. This is my first chance of the season to see Silkwood pitch, and boy, it's just as everybody's been talking about. She's sure can be dominant out there in the circle.
She'll face the leadoff hitter, Paige Fleister, who's got a couple good rips on her, but fouls the first one off over the Roxana dugout. She's grounded to short and grounded to second.
And that's probably why Silkwood started her off with that changeup there. As you mentioned, she's taken a couple good hacks at her earlier today.
There's a swing and a foul straight back. She just missed that one. Sitting dead red there.
She was right on it, too. Had she been able to square that up in the other direction, that would have been a missile out to center field as she fouled that thing hard off the backstop. I've been very impressed today with Paige Fleister, both defensively and at the dish.
2 strikes on her. She digs back in from the right side. Looking for that first shell knock. This one sails outside for ball 1. Silkwood brings home the 1-2, and it sails upstairs. 2-2 now on the right-handed hitter, Paige Fleister. Pitch on the way, and there's a tapper out to short. Shortstop charges and fires for out number 3. Just getting Fleister as she raced down the line. No runs, no hits again. We move to the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 in favor of the Explorers. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Did you know that members of Olin Community Credit Union benefit from local service? At Olin Community Credit Union, they keep everything local. They service your loans locally from the time you apply until your final payment. If you're looking to buy or refinance a home, loans are made easy with their online mortgage center. You can view current rates, apply online, sign up for Rate Watch, or contact one of Olin Community Credit Union's mortgage representatives for more information. www.olincreditunion.org. County Furniture and Appliance, your hometown store. 510 West Delmar Avenue, located in the Piasaw Shopping Center in Alton. Furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics for the way you live. County Furniture and Appliance, your hometown store.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's going to be Carrie Shipley leading things off. Swinging at the first one and shooting a rifle into left field. This one could be good for 2 as Shipley rounds first. And second base with a leadoff double.
Carrie Shipley all over that fastball as she smokes a line drive over the shortstop's head and had so much steam on it, it rolled past the left fielder into the gap, and a stand-up double for Carrie Shipley here to begin the 6th inning.
Looks like Morrissey going to come in and run now for Shipley. The third baseman, Shipley, checks out for the courtesy runner, Morrissey. As digging in will be Mackenzie Youngblood, who started a couple rallies today for the Explorers. She's scored a run. Pitch to her, and she bunts a beauty. The pitcher will field. The throw is not going to happen. Safe all around. A beautiful bunt there from Youngblood.
Well, smart decision there by Emily Atkinson not to throw that ball. There was no way she was going to have her. She just would have been taking the chance of a possible errant throw. So once again, as you mentioned, an excellent bunt.
That brings in Beal. She takes the first one for a ball. Beal has scored a couple of runs today. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the third, and walked and scored in the fifth. Pitch, swing, and a foul back, and the count even at 1-1 on Kaylin Beal, the center fielder for the Explorers. Atkinson takes a walk around the circle, now back on the rubber, ready. The pitch, off-speed pitch, and a beauty, and what a block there by Pearson.
There's a gorgeous pitch there as it looked like it was coming in about knee-high, and right as it got to the plate, just dropped right out of the strike zone.
0-2, sails outside, and it's 2-2, and the way Pearson scooped that, you can tell she'd done that a million times. Piece of cake, she says. I'd have been hurting on that one. 2-2 now on the hitter. It swung on and fouled off.
You know, the thing about that was it didn't even look like the thought of having to use her body to block it even crossed her mind. She's just so confident in the glove, just picking it right up out of the dirt.
It's like opening the door for her, making that stop. Could do it in her sleep. Look at that off-speed pitch sailing way outside, and the count full at 3-2.
Well, I know that Coach Rhonda Roberts of Lewis and Clark College softball is very excited to get Katie Pearson out there, as that's where she will be playing softball next year.
And there's ball 4 to Beal, who draws her second walk of the day. And now the base is loaded again for the Explorers. And stepping up, the very dangerous Alexis Silkwood. 2 for 2 today and has walked and scored. Digs in from the left side with nobody out and the bases loaded. Pitch to her. Upstairs for ball 1.
Well, there's nowhere to put her. Atkinson's definitely going to have to pitch to her here. As you mentioned, she's been swinging a very hot bat here tonight.
Here's a swing and a foul off. Strike 1. The count now 1-1 on Alexis Silkwood.
She took a mighty cut at that pitch. Probably a ball up and out of the zone. With a big hack at it.
Next one to Silkwood in there for a call, strike 2. And it's 1-2 now on Silkwood. Bases loaded here, nobody out. The pitch, swing and a drive. This one trouble in right field, over the right fielder's head and up against the fence. 1 run will score. Looks like everyone will score. We'll see if Silkwood will score as well. She's rounding third, takes a big turn, but will hold there with a 3-run triple.
That's her second triple of the day. Once again, getting the head of the bat out on time, crushing the ball down the right field line, over the right fielder's head, at 1 hop the fence. She may have been able to make it for an inside the park home run, but Coach Weedman holding her up at third base as she came around. A lot of insurance right there.
Looks like a courtesy runner going to come in for Silkwood down at third base. And 3 more home here to make the score now 7-0 in favor of the Explorers. Here's a swing and a foul back off the bat of Mia Stack.
Marquette's played a pretty good game all the way around, but offensively, Alexis Silkwood and Mia Stack have just been sensational so far today.
Atkinson delivers and Stack grounds it out to short off the shortstop glove, and another run will come home. Now 8-0 in favor of the Explorers.
Yeah, some tough luck there for Paige Pleaster, who's up until this point been outstanding out there with the glove. She definitely had to try to backhand that ball. It was just a couple steps to her right. She had to backhand it to have time to make the throw, and it went right off the toe of her glove and into left field.
That would have been a tough throw even if she fielded it. There's a swing and a foul back. Strike one to Militello, who represents the winning run at the dish.
Well, you know, most people probably see that play and think, well, why the heck did she not just go another step and get around it and get in front of it? But if she does that, she's not going to get the girl out at first base anyway. She had to try the backhand.
Set herself up for the throw. Here's a ground ball, base hit into right field, and the Explorer bats are red hot.
A single was ripped into right field there by Militello. Militello's first at bat didn't show a whole lot, but ever since then she's had some very good swings, as along with the other two hitters at the top. That 1-2-3 of Silkwood, Stack, and Militello has really started to click for the Marquette Explorers.
Now Katie Dunn up there, who had the big 3-run RBI double her last time. Swings at the first one, shoots it into right field. The right fielder over to haul it in for out number 1.
It looked like Dunn got a good piece of that off the bat. It looked as if it may carry to the gap, but the wind picked up. The crosswind blowing from left to right was able to push that ball back to the right fielder, Lauren Daly, and make the play.
That'll bring in Bailey McAfee. Runners at first and second, and a pitch down on the dirt that's scooped up nicely again by Pearson for ball 1. The next one on the way, swing and a foul back, and the count even at 1-1 now on the left fielder, Bailey McAfee. A winning run down at first base as the Explorers have 8 and lead 8-0. Here's one missing. It's 2-1 now.
It looked like she got that pitch in there. I thought it was going to be a called strike, but it must have been just a touch high on the tall McAfee.
Here's a swing and a ball that's going to be caught in foul territory by the first baseman for out number 2.
Good job there by Alyssa Payne, the first baseman, coming in and to her left and making a basket-style catch in foul territory for the second out.
That brings in Rebecca Griffin. It looks like they may go with a pinch hitter here. As they talk it over. Runners at first and second here with 2 away. And we'll see who steps up to the dish for the Explorers. Looks like a pinch hitter. That's Katie Hill. She had been hit for by the designated player, now will hit for herself. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 1 to Katie Hill.
It had been Rebecca Griffin hitting in this spot in the order, the designated player. Now Katie Hill will get a chance to swing the stick.
Next one, swung on, hit out to short. Shortstop Pleaster with the snag and a throw into first for out number 3, and the Explorers strand a couple as they score 4 more. We move to the 7th. The Explorers lead 8-0. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
There's a long pass. It looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown!
Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis, and bunting the first pitch. And a throw down to first for out number one is the leadoff hitter, Hannah Matheny. And that play goes 3-4.
Matheny was trying to drag a bunt there. And once it hit the ground, it just died and stopped right there. And nice play by the catcher picking the ball up, making the throw to first, and the hitter's retired.
That brings in Katie Pearson taking strike one, and the Shells down to their final 2 outs.
As we mentioned last inning, Katie Pearson has signed a scholarship to play college softball at Lewis and Clark College next season.
Good looking receiver, and she takes it outside for ball one. 1-1 now, and Katie Pearson 0 for 2 today. Shells still looking for their first hit. Pitch outside. It's 2-0.
Pearson will come out to join the Lady Trailblazers at Lewis and Clark, and joining former teammates Bree Markle and Randy Evans, having a successful campaign this year for the Lady Trailblazers.
There's a swing and a miss by Pearson. Took a big rip, come up short. And the count 2-1.
Boy, this Alexis Silkwood is something else here.
There's a beauty. Strike 3 called on Pearson. Number 13.
Silkwood looked like she put a little something extra into that one to burn it. The number 3 hitter.
Here's a swing and a foul off by Abby Ravel. The last hope for the Shells. Alexis Silkwood, and out away from another no. There's a ball. It's 1-1. Silkwood steps out of the circle, now back on the rubber. Pitch on the way. Strike called across the outside part.
That was a pretty good pitch right there by Silkwood. Must have just been off the outside corner.
Next one on the way. Upstairs. And the count 2-2 now on the hitter, Abby Ravel, third baseman for the Shells. Here's a pitch down low, and the count will go full now on Ravel.
Ravel trying to do everything she can to just get the next hitter to the plate as the Shells down to their final out here this evening.
And their final strike. Silkwood brings home the 3-2. Swing and a tap foul, and we'll do it again.
Good job by Ravel there, fouling that off. Obviously, she was late on it as it came flying back over here to the first base side, but that's what you got to do against a pitcher as Silkwood. You just got to stay back and try to get the bat on the ball.
Silkwood delivers. Ball 4. Second base runner of the day. And the second walk of the day given up by Silkwood, and that'll bring in Emily Atkinson.
Well, that was a borderline pitch right there, but I think it was a ball. Umpire making the right call there. The Shells not done yet.
Pitch to Atkinson upstairs for ball 1. Only the second base runner today for the Shells down at first base in Ravel. Atkinson, the other base runner, reached it on a walk. There's a strike, and the count even at 1-1. That was back in the second inning.
Well, Atkinson herself was pitching a beautiful game for about 5 innings. Gave up a few runs here late.
Here's a swing and a bad pitch. The runner goes. A throw down. What's the call? Out down at second base, and that's it. That's the ball game. Out stealing is Ravel, and Silkwood has pitched another no-hitter for the Marquette Explorers. 13 strikeouts for Silkwood. They win it 8-0. We'll be back to wrap it up after this. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Ragusa drops to throw. Now lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got Thorpe, and he makes a dandy catch.
Here's another steal by Bradley. Lumpkins all alone. He lays it in from Tony.
Yeah! Woo!
The Oilers center ice. 13 has it. Oh, a shot a little bit wide. Oilers keep it in the zone.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Brian Lewis and Alexis Silkwood. A no-hitter and 13 strikeouts for the Explorers and 8 runs on the board for the Explorers as well. Silkwood with 3 RBIs there in the bottom of the 6th. 3 RBIs for Katie Dunn as well as the bats come alive about the 5th inning for the Explorers.
And the Explorers getting 7 runs in their final 2 at bats, 3 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th, to make it look like a blowout, but a 1-0 game into the 5th inning. Emily Atkinson was pitching very well for the Shells as well. But as you mentioned, Alexis Silkwood just so dominant with 13 strikeouts, and then with the bat, 2 triples, a single, 3 RBIs, and you just can't say enough about her. What a player Marquette has in Alexis Silkwood.
Alexis Silkwood, a big day, and the Explorers put some runs on the board. They end up with a run in the 3rd, then 3 in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th inning to have 8 on the day. 8 runs scored for the Explorers and a couple of big base clearing hits there, one from Silkwood and one from Katie Dunn, who had that big base clearing double back in the 5th inning to plate 3 for the Explorers.
Yeah, both Katie Dunn and Alexis Silkwood, their big hits were both with bases loaded, and as you mentioned, clearing the bases each time. So, Roxana played fairly well, and Atkinson pitched pretty well, and just a case of giving up that hit at the wrong time, and with the bases loaded, and it looks it causes big innings, 3 runs in one and 4 in another, and when you got a pitcher like Silkwood against you, giving up maybe 2 or 3 may be a lot, but when you give up 7, really no hopes of a victory on that day facing someone such as Silkwood.
Once again, Alexis Silkwood with a no-hitter, allowed only 2 base runners, both of them via the walk, and 13 strikeouts on the day for Alexis Silkwood. For my partner Brian Lewis, Dennis Laird reminding you the final score once again 8-0 in favor of the Explorers. Have a great evening, everybody.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Marquette Jewelers. Surprise her with a piece of Everlon diamond jewelry. Olin Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Macias Insurance, your local auto owner's insurance agent. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, buy American.